Have you ever started speaking English and suddenly you stopped, searching for the right word? Have you felt that awkward silence when your mind is working but your mouth is frozen?
If yes, then today's episode is exactly for you, because our topic is how to speak English without pausing.
Hello and welcome. Here you can learn English easily. Every single day, we help you get closer to your goal.
So, let's start with the problem. Why do people pause so much when they speak English?
There are many reasons. First, learners often translate from their mother tongue. For example, a speaker thinks in their native language, then translates into English, and only after that speaks. That creates a delay.
Exactly. Another reason is vocabulary gaps. You want to say something, but the word is missing in your active vocabulary. Then silence.
And don't forget fear of mistakes. Many learners stop mid-sentence because they're afraid of using the wrong tense or grammar.
That's true. But here's the good news. We can train ourselves to speak more fluently with fewer pauses.
Yes. And in this podcast, we will give you techniques, exercises, and real examples that help you build smooth, confident speech.
The first big step is think in English.
Right. Stop translating everything in your head. Instead, practice describing your daily life in English, even silently. For example, if you're making tea, think, I am boiling water. I am putting tea leaves in the pot. The water is ready.
This habit makes English your direct language of thought, not just a translation tool.
Let's try a short exercise for our listeners.
Sure. Imagine you're walking to the bus stop. Describe your actions in English.
For example, I am leaving the house. I am locking the door. I see my neighbor. I say hello. I walk to the corner. The bus stop is near.
Perfect. Even short sentences like this reduce pauses because your brain starts to connect thoughts directly in English.
Another important point is use simple structures. Many learners pause because they try to make very complicated sentences.
Yes. For example, instead of saying, due to the fact that I was unable to arrive punctually, I unfortunately missed the bus. Just say, I was late, so I missed the bus.
Exactly. Simpler grammar, shorter sentences.
This keeps the conversation flowing and avoids long pauses.
And remember, native speakers also use simple structures in daily life. They don't always speak like textbooks.
Let's talk about filler words.
Yes, very important. In English, we use fillers like, well, actually, I mean so, and let's see.
These are not real information words, but they keep your speech moving while you think.
Exactly. For example, instead of silence, say, well, I think, or, it's kind of difficult.
Let's give an example.
Sure. Imagine someone asks, what do you usually eat for breakfast?
Without fillers, you might pause. Bread and tea.
With fillers, well, usually I eat bread and tea. Sometimes I also have eggs.
Much smoother, and the listener feels comfortable.
Another excellent exercise is practicing with time pressure.
What do you mean?
Set a timer for 1 minute. Choose a simple topic like my favorite food. Then speak nonstop for 1 minute, without caring too much about mistakes.
I love this exercise. It forces your brain to keep producing language, instead of stopping.
Yes, at first, you may repeat yourself or use many fillers. But after practice, you become faster and smoother.
Listeners, you can try this at home. Start with 1 minute. Later, try 2 minutes, then 3.
Connectors are another powerful tool.
Right.
Words like and, but, so, because, then, and phrases like on the other hand, in addition, as a result.
These connect ideas smoothly. Without connectors, sentences feel broken.
For example, instead of, I like pizza. I don't like pasta. I eat pizza often. I eat pasta rarely.
Use connectors. I like pizza, but I don't like pasta. So I eat pizza often, and I rarely eat pasta.
Much more natural and no long pauses between ideas.
Okay, let's do a small challenge with our listeners.
Great idea.
Topic, my last weekend. Try to speak for 1 minute without pausing. Remember to use fillers and connectors.
Here's a model. Well, last weekend I stayed at home because the weather was bad. Actually, I watched a movie and then I cooked dinner. It was kind of relaxing. On Sunday, I met my friend, and we went to the park. So overall, it was a simple but nice weekend.
Perfect example. Notice how he used, well, actually, in connectors like because and then so.
Exactly. That's how you keep speaking without long pauses.
Let's move on to another tip, automatic phrases.
Yes, these are ready-made expressions you can use instantly.
For example, as far as I know, in my opinion, that's a good question. Let me think, I'm not sure, but
These give you extra seconds to think, but you're still speaking.
let's show an example. Imagine someone asks, what is your favorite city and why?
Without automatic phrases. Paris, beautiful. I like.
With phrases, that's a good question. Well, in my opinion, Paris is beautiful because of its culture and history.
Much more fluent.
One of my favorite methods is shadowing,
Oh, yes, shadowing is powerful. It means listening to a native speaker and speaking at the same time, almost like an echo.
right? For example, listen to a podcast, YouTube video, or audiobook. Try to repeat immediately after the speaker, copying their speed and intonation.
This trains your mouth and brain to produce English continuously, without breaks.
And don't worry if you miss some words. The goal is rhythm and flow, not perfection.
Another reason people pause is the search for perfect English.
Yes, they think, oh no, is it present perfect or past simple? Should I use in or on?
And then silence.
Exactly. But communication is more important than perfection. If you say, I go to the park yesterday, people still understand.
Of course. Aim for improvement, but don't sacrifice fluency for perfection.
Let's quickly review some useful fillers. Well, let's see, kind of, sort of, so.
And connectors. And but so, because then on the other hand, in addition, as a result.
Automatic phrases. That's a good question, in my opinion. As far as I know, let me think, I'm not sure, but
These tools will help you fill silence and keep speaking.
in the last part, we discovered some key strategies. Thinking in English, using simple structures, fillers, connectors, automatic phrases, shadowing, and focusing on confidence instead of perfection.
Yes.
And we encouraged our listeners to practice 1 minute nonstop speaking. Did you try it, dear listener? If not, don't worry. You can pause this episode anytime and practice.
Now let's move on to another powerful tool, storytelling.
Oh, I love this one. Storytelling is amazing for fluency because it keeps your brain moving forward.
Right? When you tell a story, you naturally connect events in time. That rhythm prevents you from stopping too often.
For example, tell the story of yesterday. Yesterday I woke up late, then I rushed to school. On the way I met a friend, and we laughed. Later, I studied, and in the evening I watched a movie.
Notice how natural it flows. Even if you forget a word, you can continue with something simple.
Let's practice together. Dear listeners, choose a memory. Maybe your last holiday.
Try to tell it step by step.
Use simple connectors like then, after that, finally.
Here's a quick model. Last summer, I went to the mountains. First, I traveled by train. Then I arrived at a small town, and I walked around. After that, I climbed a hill. Finally, I returned home tired but happy.
Perfect.
Short, clear, no pauses.
Many learners freeze because they want to avoid repeating words.
Yes.
They think, oh, I already said good 2 times. I need another word. And then they pause.
But repetition is okay. Even native speakers repeat words all the time.
For example, a native might say, it was good, really good. A good day, you know?
Exactly. Don't pause to find a synonym. Just continue.
Another helpful method is creating a phrase bank.
Yes. Listeners, keep a notebook or an app where you write ready sentences you can use often.
For example, I usually start my day by / in my free time I like to / one of my favorite things is.
When you memorize these, they come out automatically like a reflex. No need to pause and think.
Let's demonstrate with a short role play. Situation: ordering coffee at a cafe.
Okay, I'll be the customer. You'll be the cashier. Hi, can I have a cappuccino, please?
Sure. Would you like it small or large?
Large, please.
Anything else?
Hmm. Actually, yes. Can I also get a croissant?
Of course. That will be €5.
See?
The conversation flows easily. No long pauses, just automatic phrases. Can I have please, slash anything else, slash that will be.
Exactly. Role plays like this are excellent practice.
Another practice. Describe what you see around you.
Yes. Look at your room right now. Say, there's a desk. On the desk, there's a lamp. Next to the lamp, there's a book. The window is open.
This trains quick thinking and eliminates pauses, because you don't prepare in advance. You just describe instantly.
Thinking aloud is also very effective.
What do you mean?
Speak your thoughts in English, even when you are alone. For example, okay, I need to cook dinner. First, I will wash the rice. Then, I will cut vegetables. I don't have tomatoes. Maybe I should buy some.
Great.
You are speaking continuously, without planning. This builds fluency naturally.
Let's give our listeners a task. Look around your environment. Choose 3 objects. Describe them right now out loud.
Example. I see a chair. The chair is black. It looks comfortable. I see a phone. The phone is on the table. It's ringing. I see a glass. The glass is half full of water.
Perfect. If you practice this every day, you will reduce pauses dramatically.
Grammar is important, but don't let it stop you.
Yes, many learners pause to check the grammar in their heads. But spoken English is flexible.
For example, you want to say, if I had known, I would have gone. But maybe you forget the structure. Just say, if I know, I go. It's not perfect, but the meaning is clear.
And later, you can study grammar separately. But in conversation, fluency is priority.
Let's talk about chunking.
Yes. Chunking means learning groups of words together, not single words.
For example, instead of just on, learn on the other hand. Instead of I, learn I don't know.
Exactly. These chunks come out faster without pauses.
Let's repeat some useful chunks. I don't know. I don't think so. As far as I know. On the other hand, let me see.
Dear listeners, repeat after us. Ready? I don't know. I don't think so. As far as I know. On the other hand, let me see.
Excellent.
Sometimes learners pause because they try to speak too fast.
Yes. You don't need speed. You need rhythm.
Exactly. Slow but continuous speech is better than fast speech with many pauses.
For example, say, well, I usually start my day with coffee. Then I read the news. After that, I go to work.
Nice rhythm, no pauses.
Let's do another role play. This time, supermarket.
Excuse me, where can I find the milk?
The milk is in aisle 3, next to the cheese.
Great, thanks. Do you also have fresh bread?
Yes, the bread is near the entrance.
Perfect, thank you. Again, notice automatic phrases. Excuse me, where can I find? And do you also have? They prevent pauses.
Here's a practical idea. Record yourself speaking.
Yes. Choose a topic, talk for 2 minutes, record it. Then listen again.
You'll notice where you paused, where you repeated, where you hesitated.
Then you can improve step by step.
Visual prompts help too. Take a picture and describe it in detail.
For example, a picture of a park. There are trees. People are walking. A dog is running. 2 children are playing football.
No preparation, just description. This keeps your speech moving.
Another way, join speaking groups, online or offline.
Yes.
Real conversation forces you to keep speaking. You can't pause for 1 minute in real life.
True. Even if you make mistakes, the group continues, and you learn to keep up.
Finally, for this part, celebrate small wins.
Yes. Don't wait until you speak like a native to feel proud.
If today you spoke 30 seconds without pausing, that's progress.
Every small step builds confidence, and confidence reduces pauses. So in this part, we added more techniques, storytelling, not fearing repetition, keeping a phrase bank, role plays, describing what you see, chunking, slowing down, recording yourself, using visual prompts, and joining groups.
Exactly.
These are practical tools. Remember, fluency is not magic, it's daily training.
And in the next part, we will practice longer dialogues and simulate real conversations with challenges, so you can test your skills.
Stay with us and keep speaking without pausing.
One secret to avoiding pauses is paraphrasing.
Yes.
Paraphrasing means saying the same idea in a different way when you forget a word.
For example, if you forget the word cinema, you can say the place where people watch movies.
Perfect.
Or if you forget bicycle, say a two-wheel vehicle you ride.
Exactly. This way, you never stop.
Let's play a quick game. I'll give you a word. You try to explain it without using the word itself.
Okay, let's go.
Word. Airport.
It's the place where planes land and take off. People travel there with tickets.
Good. Next word. Computer.
It's a machine you use for the internet, writing, or playing games.
Excellent. Listeners, try this game with your friends. It forces your brain to stay active and avoid silence.
Another skill, when you don't know a word, don't freeze. Use placeholder phrases.
What are placeholder phrases?
Things like, how can I say? Or it's kind of like, or I don't know the exact word, but it's something like,
For example, if you don't know the word microwave, you can say, I don't know the exact word, but it's like a small oven that heats food quickly.
perfect. The conversation continues, no long pause.
A good fluency workout. Choose random topics.
Yes, take any word from a newspaper or dictionary and speak about it for 1 minute.
For example, topic equals shoes. Well, shoes are something everyone uses. I usually wear sneakers, but for special events I wear formal shoes. Shoes can be expensive, but they are important for comfort.
Simple topic, but you keep talking.
Listeners, here's your task. Pick a random object near you, a pen, a phone, a cup. Talk about it for 60 seconds. Don't stop.
Remember, you don't need deep ideas. Just describe color, size, use, history, feelings. The goal is continuous speech. Another powerful technique comes from improvisation theater. Yes and
Oh yes, that's fun. The rule is, when someone says something, you don't block it. You accept it and add information.
example. Person A, I went to the park yesterday. Person B, yes, and you probably saw many people walking their dogs. Person A, yes, and one dog even played with me.
See?
The conversation keeps going without pauses.
Let's try a role play. Situation, 2 friends at a party.
I love this music.
Yes, and the lights make the atmosphere even better.
Yes, and the food looks delicious.
Yes, and I think I'll try the cake soon.
Notice how easy it is. Just yes, and keeps the flow alive.
Did you know that using gestures can reduce pauses?
Really?
How?
Because when you use your hands, your brain organizes thoughts faster. The movement supports your speech rhythm.
Interesting. So, body language is not only communication, it also helps fluency.
Exactly. So don't be afraid to use your hands when speaking English.
Many learners pause when they get unexpected questions.
Yes, the solution is to practice Q&A. For example, make a list of common questions. What do you do? Where do you live? What are your hobbies? What's your favorite food?
Then practice answering quickly, without thinking too long.
Example, what's your favorite food?
Well, I really like pasta because it's tasty and easy to cook.
Smooth and quick.
Oh, absolutely. We've all been there, haven't we? Staring blankly, desperately searching for the right word, and just silence. It's not fun, and it definitely interrupts the flow.
Exactly. So today, we're armed with a toolbox of tips and tricks to help you speak more fluently and confidently, banishing those awkward silences for good.
Fantastic. Let's dive right in. What's the first secret weapon in our arsenal?
All right, our first tip is all about paraphrasing. Essentially, it's about saying the same idea in a different way, especially when you're struggling to remember a specific word.
Yes. That's a lifesaver. So, instead of panicking when a word escapes you, you simply describe it. For example, if cinema vanishes from your memory, you could say, the place where people watch movies.
Precisely. Or, if you forget bicycle, you can describe it as a two-wheel vehicle you ride. The key is to keep talking, even if you can't recall the exact word.
Love it. Okay, let's put our listeners to the test. I'll give you a word, and you describe it without using the word itself. Ready?
Bring it on.
Your word is airport.
Okay, it's the place where planes land and take off. People travel there with tickets to go to different countries or cities.
Excellent. Now, for the next one, computer.
That's easy. It's a machine you use for browsing the internet, writing documents, watching videos, or playing games. Most people use one every single day.
Perfect.
Listeners, give this game a try with your friends. It really gets your brain working and helps you avoid those awkward silences.
Okay, so what's the next tool we can use?
All right, tip number 2 is all about handling unknown words. Don't freeze. Instead, use what we call placeholder phrases.
Placeholder phrases? What are those?
They're phrases like, how can I say? It's kind of like, or I don't know the exact word, but it's something like, they buy you time and show you're still engaged.
Ah, I see. So, even if you can't remember the word microwave, you could say, I don't know the exact word, but it's like a small oven that heats food quickly.
Exactly. The conversation keeps flowing, even if you stumble on a specific word.
I like that. Using simple words, that's something I need to start implementing more.
All right, moving on to tip number 3, and it's a fluency workout. Practice speaking about random topics.
Random topics? How does that work?
It's simple. Open a newspaper or a dictionary, pick a random word, and then talk about it for 1 minute without stopping.
Okay, I see. So if the topic is shoes, you could say, well, shoes are something everyone uses. I usually wear sneakers, but for special events, I wear formal shoes. Shoes can be expensive, but they are important for comfort.
Exactly. It doesn't matter how simple the topic is. The goal is to keep talking.
All right, listeners, here's your challenge. Pick a random object near you, a pen, a phone, a cup, and talk about it for 60 seconds without stopping. Remember, you don't need deep ideas. Just describe its color, size, use, history, or even how it makes you feel. The goal is continuous speech.
Okay, so what's next on our list of fluency boosting techniques?
This one's a fun one. It comes from improvisation theater, the yes and technique.
Oh, I love that. How does it work in conversation?
The rule is simple. When someone says something, you don't block it or disagree. You accept it and add more information.
So, if person A says, I went to the park yesterday, person B could say, yes, and you probably saw many people walking their dogs.
Exactly. And person A could then say, yes, and one dog even played with me. It keeps the conversation flowing effortlessly.
Okay, let's try a role play. Imagine we're 2 friends at a party.
I love this music.
Yes, and the lights make the atmosphere even better.
Yes, and the food looks delicious.
Yes, and I think I'll try the cake soon.
See how easy that is. Just yes and keeps the flow alive and avoids those awkward pauses.
It's a great way to build on each other's ideas and keep the conversation engaging.
All right, let's move on to our next tip. Did you know that using gestures can actually reduce pauses?
Really? How so?
Well, when you use your hands, your brain organizes thoughts faster. The movement supports your speech rhythm and helps you articulate your ideas more smoothly.
Interesting. So, body language isn't just about communication, it also helps with fluency. I never thought about that.
Exactly. So, don't be afraid to use your hands when speaking English. It can make a real difference.
Okay, what's our next tip for becoming a fluency master?
Many learners pause when they get unexpected questions. So, our next tip is to practice question and answer sessions.
How do we do that?
Make a list of common questions like, what do you do? Where do you live? What are your hobbies? What's your favorite food? Then practice answering them quickly without thinking too long.
Okay, I'm ready. Ask me a question.
What's your favorite food?
Well, I really like pizza because it's tasty and there are so many different toppings you can have.
Smooth and quick. All right, listeners, play this game with a partner. Ask each other fast questions, and the rule is no silence. Just answer immediately.
So, it's all about training your brain to respond quickly and confidently.
Exactly. And next up, we have reading aloud every day.
That sounds simple enough. How does it help with fluency?
Choose an article, story, or dialogue and read it aloud with your voice. This helps you practice rhythm, pronunciation, and continuous speaking. You can even record yourself and listen back later to identify areas for improvement.
That's a great way to get comfortable with the sounds of the language and improve your pacing.
And it leads us to the next tip, which is one of my favorites, tongue twisters.
Oh, I love tongue twisters. They're fun and challenging.
Exactly. For example, she sells seashells by the seashore, or Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. These exercises make your mouth muscles faster, so you pause less in real speech.
They're like a workout for your tongue. Speaking of relaxation, what's our next tip?
Well, pauses often come from nervousness. So, our next tip is to stay relaxed.
Easier said than done, right? But how can we actually relax while speaking?
Breathe deeply, smile, and enjoy speaking. Remember, speaking English is communication, not an exam. Focus on connecting with the other person, and the words will flow more easily.
That's a great reminder. It's about enjoying the process and not putting too much pressure on yourself.
Absolutely. And for our next tip, let's get creative. Practice English with music rhythm.
Interesting. How does that work?
Take a simple beat, like clap clap, and speak sentences to the rhythm. I like coffee / every morning / I like coffee / every day.
Wow, that really keeps the flow going. It's like rapping in English.
Exactly. It helps you develop a natural rhythm and pace in your speech. It's also a lot of fun.
All right, now let's put all of these tips into practice with a longer role play, a job interview.
Okay, I'll be the interviewer. Tell me about yourself.
Well, my name is Alex. I'm from Spain, and I studied business. Actually, I enjoy working with people and I like solving problems.
Why do you want this job?
That's a good question. In my opinion, this job is perfect because it matches my skills. I also think your company has a great reputation.
What are your strengths?
Let me think. I would say communication and teamwork. I really enjoy working with others.
Excellent answers. See, listeners? Notice the use of, actually, that's a good question. Let me think. These fillers help you avoid long pauses and sound more natural.
Exactly. They buy you time to think without creating awkward silences.
So, before an important conversation, prepare some ideas in advance.
Yes. For example, if you're going to meet new people, prepare answers for, "Where are you from?" or "What do you do?"
This preparation reduces nervous pauses and helps you feel more confident.
Okay, we're getting towards the end of our fluency tips, so let's finish strong.
One final tip for this part. If you forget something, continue anyway. Don't say nothing. Say, I forgot the word, but it's similar to, and move on.
Remember, fluency means never stopping completely.
Exactly. Think of fluency like a river. Keep the water flowing, even if there are a few rocks along the way.
Great point. Okay, let's move on to our next section. Remember storytelling we talked about before?
Right? Instead of short stories, practice longer ones with details. Details help you speak continuously.
So, if you are telling a story about visiting your cousin, talk about how you got there, what you did, and how it made you feel.
Listeners, here's your challenge. Think of your last holiday. Tell the story, but add as many details as possible. Who, where, when, what, why.
Another trick, anticipate questions in conversation.
What do you mean?
If you're talking about your weekend, imagine the other person may ask, "Where did you go?
Who were you with?
What did you eat?" Prepare answers in advance.
That way, you don't pause when they ask. You already have responses ready.
Okay, let's give our listeners more transition words. These are lifesavers.
Yes, transitions keep the story moving.
Examples. First of all, after that, meanwhile, suddenly, eventually, in the end, overall.
Use them to structure stories. First of all, I woke up late. After that, I rushed to work. Meanwhile, my colleague was waiting. Suddenly, my phone rang. Eventually, I solved the problem. In the end, it was a busy day. Overall, I felt tired but satisfied.
Another fun game to practice with friends is continue the story.
Yes, one person starts. Yesterday I went to the park. The next person continues. In the park I saw a big dog. The next adds. The dog was chasing a ball.
The rule is no stopping, no long pause. Just add one more sentence. This game builds fluency quickly.
Exactly. Okay, now let's try a long role play. Situation, traveling abroad. I'll be the traveler. You'll be the passport officer.
Good afternoon. May I see your passport?
Sure, here it is.
What is the purpose of your visit?
Well, I'm here for tourism. Actually, I plan to visit some museums and historical places.
How long will you stay?
I'll stay for 2 weeks.
Where will you stay?
I booked a hotel downtown, near the city center.
Do you have a return ticket?
Yes, here it is.
Okay, enjoy your trip. Notice, listeners, short, clear answers, plus fillers like, well, actually.
No hesitación.
Exactly. The key is to be prepared and to use those filler words to buy yourself some time.
One powerful mindset, the don't stop rule.
Explain.
It means, once you start speaking, don't stop until you finish the idea. Even if you make mistakes, continue.
Example. Instead of pausing to fix grammar, just keep going. Yesterday I went to the market.
Exactly. Correct yourself quickly, but don't stop. Keep that momentum going.
Learners often pause to search for a perfect word. That is the enemy.
True. But remember, good communication doesn't need perfect vocabulary. It's about the message, not the individual words.
Instead of magnificent, just say very beautiful. Instead of exhausted, say very tired.
Simple words keep the flow alive. Don't get bogged down in trying to be too fancy.
If possible, practice with groups. It is always useful.
Yes.
In a group, you speak shorter turns but more often. That prevents long silences. Also, you learn to respond quickly because others don't wait forever.
Another technique, imitate real-life situations. This helps you prepare for when the real-life situation appears.
For example, pretend you're at the bank, at the airport, in a restaurant. Speak the typical sentences. The more you simulate reality, the more automatic your speech becomes.
Let's do a restaurant scene. I'll be the waiter, you the customer.
Good evening. Can I take your order?
Yes, I like chicken with rice, please.
Anything to drink?
A glass of water, please.
Would you like dessert?
Yes. Do you have chocolate cake?
Yes, we do.
Perfect. I'll take 1 slice.
Smooth, natural, no pauses. It's all about practice and preparation.
Yes, we have gone through so much today, but we have a few more tips for our listeners.
To practice fluency, talk about your future. Future stories are easy. Talking about what will happen is something we all like to do.
The most powerful tip for today is stay curious. Curiosity makes you ask questions, explore topics, and speak more. The more you speak, the less you pause.
All right, that's it for today's episode. We hope you found these tips helpful and that you're feeling more confident about banishing those pauses from your English speaking.
Remember, practice makes perfect. The more you use these techniques, the more natural they will become. So go out there and start speaking.
Thanks for listening, everyone, and we'll see you in the next episode.